What's up, YouTube? Back on another video, and today we react to Marvel Rivals before you buy, or it would be before you buy Marvel Rivals. I don't know why it's written like that.
With another episode of Before You Buy.
Even
That's
though
sure
it's a
we give
free
you some
game,
straight up
so
gameplay
I
and our
don't know
first
what it
impressions of the latest games releasing. And in terms of first impressions, the last couple of days, we've been playing Marvel Rivals. Yes, we always see your comments. It is a free to play game. You don't have to buy it. It's just what we call these videos. Leave us alone. So there's a lot to talk about with this one.
No, we're not gonna leave you alone because maybe you should do videos that stay in the category. It's like, having a sports channel and then uploading a random non-sports video, but then you title it like a sports video because if you don't, no one's gonna click it. User are a liar.
Because this is just a straight up Marvel hero shooter. It's from NetEase Games and it is available for Steam, Epic, PS5, Xbox Series X, and S. The footage you see captured here mostly is running on PS5 and PS5
Captain
Pro.
America, which
Most
is
of the
supposed to
footage
be
you
the
see here
captain of
now
the
is from the current
Americans,
version
is
of the
the
game,
worst
but
character,
also
and this is
a
a
little bit
game
of the
created
beta from a few
Asians,
weeks back.
which I
Speaking
think
of a
is
few weeks
crazy.
back, we did already take a look at this game, and I had said that it looked like it was pretty promising. It seems like they got it figured out, and
Yeah, it didn't
that's
really
still the
change
case
anything.
now. I definitely
It
have
really
some
didn't
things
change
they need to
anything.
figure out in terms of like the battle pass and all that progression stuff, but
Nah,
like
really, the
as
battle pass is battle
core
pass, man.
gameplay stuff, this is fun.
The battle pass is this one's a short one. Battle pass is supposed to be 2 months, I think, or 12 weeks, something like that. It's supposed to be like 8, 9, or 12 weeks, something like that. But this battle pass is like a month or 35 days because it's just the first one, and they're trying to get it on schedule, so that's why it's short, so the rest of them can make sense, and it's not just a wonky schedule. So I say the only issue is they didn't give you enough in-game currency to buy the next one. This one's like $5, so I'll assume the next one that's $10 should give you enough currency because it'll be double the pages. It should be more of the currency. If not, and they only give you 80%, then that will be a real issue because then that means you'll have to spend what, like $30 a year, or yeah, $30 a year. Not even 30. It'll realistically be like $20. If they give you 80%, then two of them will give you 160%. The third one will give you, if you bought $30, but you get 80% back. So essentially, you'd only have to spend two, and the last one would be free. So it'd be like a BOGO, buy two, get one free. So that's still like $20 a year, or like $30 a year.
It's
So
third-person chaotic
Been playing
6v6 hero shooter
it's
stuff.
been
You're defending
1,000
areas,
hours a
you're
year
killing enemies,
on
you're
a
teaming up
game,
with your characters,
but
you're
spend
staying on the
$30 is
payload.
crazy.
Stuff you'd expect from this type of game, but in like a fun,
Especially for
flashy, really
cosmetic.
honestly
It's nothing
chaotic
else but
third-person
cosmetic,
version.
so it's like,
Is
what
it
are we talking
messy?
about?
Yes. Is it nuanced? I don't know for sure. I don't know how much depth it is going to have long term, but
nigga's old.
what I've really enjoyed is that there is like a hell of a lot of characters here, and each one takes
33
a
on
little
launch
bit
is
of time
pretty
to
good.
figure out. There's definitely a bit of a skill ceiling for some of them, not in terms of just how you moves, but really when you use their moves, your positioning, stuff like that. So if you can't tell on screen here, most of the time we suck. It takes a little while to figure out some of these characters.
sucked on
And
any
yes,
online
like I
game,
said, messy is the word for a lot of it. When all characters get jumbled together and you're just a melee character swinging around, it can feel not really super fun. It can feel a little chaotic at times, but the more and more you
When you do he's explaining this, when you're an assassin and you're in a group brawl, yeah, it's not fun because you don't know how to read the room, dumb old nigga.
play the game, the more you kind of get
What the fuck?
control over these
You
characters
play
and a
Spider-Man
real
and
sense of
you're
their
in the middle of
abilities.
5
It does
people
get better.
fighting
The
each other.
Overwatch comparisons
No.
are inevitable. Some people get pissed hearing that, but it is what it is.
The only reason I kind of get pissed is when they say it's copy, because copy everyone. They say it in the negative connotation of like, oh, well, everyone copies everyone. So you being like, oh, you took it from him. Where the fuck was he supposed to take it from? One, the IP of these characters are older than Overwatch, so it's like, oh, Magneto's just Sigma. Nigga, Sigma's based off fucking Magneto. Magneto's a 80-year-old character, my nigga. Like, what are you talking about? Magneto is based off Malcolm X. Did you just say they copied Malcolm X? Did you just say Sigma counted? Like, You copy the nigga who copy the nigga who copy the nigga who copy the nigga. Shut the fuck up. Why are we? What are we talking about anymore? What is the original?
A lot of
plot?
these characters very much feel like spins on Overwatch
You
characters
sound
with
like
their
a
abilities,
like. Imagine
their
if you
use
like this game
cases.
copy Fortnite.
And I gotta say,
I answer
credit
that
where
with
credit's due.
Fortnite
A lot of the
copy
implementation here
Minecraft Hunger
is
Games. You
really
look at me and be
clever.
like, what
Doctor
the fuck are
Strange
you
actually
saying?
generating portals
like,
that
what are
you
you
can then
saying?
step through, and they work like in the game Portal is really cool to see in motion.
And that's
You
how
got
you have
Groot
niggas like
throwing
Soulja
up
Boy,
walls.
where they
You
get,
got
I'm the first
Punisher as
nigga,
Soldier
y'all not
76
giving
kind
the
of
first
shooting
nigga the
people from
credit.
afar. The best difference from the beta to now jumping in is that there are just a ton more characters to
That
check
was stupid.
out.
He didn't hold it
Iron
for maximum
Fist,
damage. That's what I'm
Wolverine,
saying.
Winter
You don't
Soldier. There's just, like I said, a pretty staggering amount of characters here. And honestly,
There
that's
is.
been a lot of the juice for it here with me. Like
That's the
that's
selling
been the
point.
fun. The amount of different characters there are to check out and kind of get
33.
used to is nice. And while I said that there is a skill ceiling with some of these characters and like you really got to spend time with them and figure out how and when they work, there are other ones that are pretty easy to pick up and run with, and all of it works fairly well. You know, a lot of this stuff feels really smooth. Flying around as Iron Man, blasting stuff. It feels satisfying enough. Like with whatever character you're
Iron Man
blasting
does it.
away
He
as,
feels way too
you know,
slow to
or
be Iron
swinging
Man.
away
He
at,
feels
you,
like
you
he's,
get the hit detection, you get the right feedback, the
He's
sound,
ton, man,
visual
'cause he feels like he
indicators,
weighs a
all
ton,
that
I'll be
stuff.
honest with
The
you.
game
It
just
looks
feels
cool, though.
pretty solid
But
and
when Iron
kind of
Fist is literally
polished.
chasing
What
you
is
and you're like,
significant here,
nigga,
what is kind of unique and
I'm
special
Iron
is that there
Man.
are team up moves. You know, like with this big roster of characters, that's already impressive in and of itself. But essentially, on a team,
okay,
combinations
okay,
of
you
those
going- you
characters can
going
activate
stupid.
special team up moves. Like essentially, when Venom is playing with
only you get the
Spider-Man,
Doctor
Venom can
Strange.
actually give Spidey some of his symbiote, increasing his abilities. Same with Hulk
was
or
yours,
Bruce
Gangy.
Banner working with Iron
That's
Man. He
yours,
can essentially
Gangy.
supercharge his weapons with radioactive stuff. Also,
Radioactive
like
gamma rays.
Wolverine and Hulk can do the fastball special. So I was messing around with it with somebody. We were kind of having trouble figuring it out. It takes a minute, but like, you know, you can get picked up as the Hulk
Bro didn't
and
hold the
tossed
up button,
forward
the
as
up
Wolverine.
D-pad
It's
to
cool.
read.
There are a lot of these little
Didn't
different
read?
abilities to check
You're
out and
50,
experiment.
you
You know,
can't
some
read?
are really intense and involved. Some feel a little bit more like passive buffs and stuff like that. And again, like I said,
You
it's
gotta
all
anchor.
accessible enough where
anchor
sometimes
doesn't
you're just
really
going
get
to
a
stumble upon these happening in the
anchor
game.
doesn't get an
But
active
I
ability,
think they're
just the
interesting
buff.
to mess around with and just really try to embrace to get the leg up on the other team. And that's really the biggest thing here. It's one of those games. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're kind of doing in an objective, what you have to do, how to use your teammates properly. That's all important. Communication, I think, for these types of things is often key for people to clean up, but the game does give you all the stuff, you know, the emotes, the markers, shit like that to really kind of get the point across without using voice.
Markers.
Shout out to the people who
Yeah,
have
you
been
get
playing it that have been
pings, you can
pointing out
ping shit.
characters in the sky because just like the beta, Storm and Iron Man in particular are still really annoying. I feel like I'm always getting
One thing I will say, since I'm playing the game on console or no on PC, and I'm not playing it on console, a lot of buttons like just don't have any usage, or like they don't get mapped the same. So like the down on the D-pad it's the ping button, but since it doesn't work the way most console works, whereas consoles they have in-game mic, so you just press the mic button to unmute and you would speak. I can't like push to talk like that, so I have to rework them. It's I understand why niggas get scuff controllers for this, cause you need hot fixes for like push to talk and shit like that. Which if I knew that, I would probably ping like that or shoot like that. But I mean, if you're keyboard and you're a keyboard warrior, you know how to do that, bro. Congratulations. But I'm not like that. I'm not advanced like that, bro. I grew up on keyboard, on controller, console, and I just played with controllers, bro. Like, but there's definitely a different skill ceiling on controller versus keyboard mouse. Cause flicks, bro, aiming like Spider-Man, it's hella shit you could do with Spider-Man. I don't think I could physically do on a controller, unless like I just have the greatest fingers in the world. I could just, which I don't think I'm like that. I don't think I'm like that. But that's probably my actual biggest gripe. It's like with all the buttons, the pause button has a placement. You can't rework the pause and the share button. So the share button on PC does nothing. So while I wish I could press the share button to ping or like push to talk, I can't do that. So I'm like shit out of luck. I just had to like lose the ping button to push to talk, which makes sense because if we're on PC, niggas should have mics, but niggas be on PC. And I got like 8 hours in game, and I've talked to maybe two people. Like legit, I've talked to two people. I've heard two voices, talked to one. People definitely be typing though, but don't nobody be using Like, I think they're afraid to get reported, but you can still get reported.
Sniped by Iron Man, and when you hear his ult
Nonetheless.
happen, you kind of just go, oh, okay, well, I'm dead. But it's still all
Not
good,
really.
clean,
If you
simple,
got
messy
mobility,
fun. One of my only
out of the
complaints
way.
here, and this is kind of like a I don't know, like a nerdy comic book person, but it's just some of the characters feel really off. I said this in the last video, but some of the characters just feel really, really corny. A lot of them, design-wise, look very cool, even a little creative and a little different. I know Wolverine has been kind of divisive, but at the very least, hey, it's a new variation, a new spin on Wolverine. You might like it, you might not like it. But then there are other things that I just find so corny, like the Punisher just being a really, like a one-note brute that just says, I'm the Punisher, I fight for justice, whatever. It's whack. Same with Captain America. Some of them feel like weird little vague mobile game interpretations of your famous heroes, like very surface level versions of them. There's some cringeworthy stuff, and some of them feel kind of like off-brand Marvel-y, but even still with all that, at the very least, I'm glad with the full roster they have included some more unique characters, like the fact that Cloak and Dagger is in this game. I just didn't expect that. You don't really see characters like that pop up in things like this. And another thing I will say, if you did play the beta and you felt like it kind of ran out of steam, well, thankfully the newer maps here and the modes are better. Some of the maps here I really enjoyed significantly more than the ones they offered in the beta, in terms of just like what you're doing, but also just like how the environments are designed, and also just like the layouts of them, just a little bit more engaging overall. And it's worth noting, when you fire the game up, you get the big home screen with, of course, has like all like the splashy battle pass stuff, events, all these different things you can essentially work through. These are free-to-play games, and by design, they have this type of stuff. This is kind of how they exist, how they work. Yeah. A lot of people, especially a lot of people who play free-to-play games often, and people who are kind of like, you know, who this game is made for. I find all this stuff kind of boring and mind-numbing, but some people just play the game to play it. Some people play the game to progress and check off boxes and have a little bit more fun and a little bit more engagement. And the progression here is a little bit mixed. The battle pass in particular has been definitely getting some heat online, and I agree with it. Before I get into that, it is worth pointing out, like, there is stuff to earn.
You have a shotgun, this
skins,
nigga stupid.
Some of them that look pretty cool. They also do some like movie tie-in MCU ones, and some really creative weird ones, and some really ugly ones. There's also daily missions, like there's challenges and repeatables, so there are all these little things you can check off, you know, like, or think about in your head, like in the back of your head while you're playing through, like get this many kills as this character, or do this many assists like this, that type of thing. The missions seem pretty rapid. There's also events,
a lot of missions,
and a dedicated tournament page with like the ability to create your own factions and stuff. But unfortunately, with the way like the battle pass works, you can't earn battle pass XP. Like, you can't do stuff like that just by playing the game. Like, just by playing matches, it doesn't contribute anything to the battle pass. It's just all about those daily and weekly challenges. So it kind of feels a little mobile gamey, because it just wants you to like fire up the game every day.
The battle passes
and I don't think that's a good feeling. I don't think that's also like a very rewarding or satisfying feeling. Obviously, I'm old school. I still think like at the end of the day, you should play a game just because it's fun and not for all the little shiny objects and goodies and rewards. But still, that's how these games exist. They keep people engaged by, you know, consistent and interesting offerings. But it's about how you progress to those offerings that really makes or breaks a game. We've talked about plenty of multiplayer games in the past that have whiffed this type of thing.
It's hot.
And hopefully Marvel Rivals is, you know, receptive to feedback. Hopefully they hear it and change this type of thing, because this definitely can change. And like anything else with the game, the balancing, little tweaks here and there. These types of games exist to be agile, they're free, they update constantly. So I guess we'll just have to see where this goes. Otherwise, I do think this is like a passive, fun, good time. Do I think it's like the most complex, interesting game? No, but jumping in, firing up, playing as one of your favorite heroes and killing some dudes and smashing stuff and securing a payload or getting an objective and stuff, there's a lot of fun to be had there. Throwing Captain America's shield, or tricking people legitimately on the battlefield as Loki, or punching somebody as Winter Soldier with your Winter Soldier arm. Getting that team up with Rocket and Groot and blasting everyone. Nailing the big forward lunge that Wolverine does that's very tricky to pull off sometimes. Like, the game does have these really
The lunge
satisfying,
isn't tricky.
cool
I figured
moments.
it out that
and
the
so far,
lunge
just looking
worked
at the numbers and stuff,
in
it does seem
reverse.
like people are
You
really
can use
digging
it
it.
in
And I
mobility,
think
but
honestly,
it's
like,
more
you know,
if
you're
you, like,
listening or watching this
disengage
video,
with it, so
who
you can
cares what I
grab
have to say?
somebody
It's
and
free.
use
You
it.
should just download it, check it out for yourself. You might love it, you might hate it, but that's usually what I ultimately say about free-to-play games. It's up to you. It's not really money invested, it's time, which sometimes is just as important, but that's a whole other video.
It
Anyway,
is.
this
It's
is
the same.
before you
Time is
buy,
money,
just a
money is
quick
time.
one. We give you some pros, some cons, and some personal opinion,
takes
and
time
then
to
we
make
want to hear
money.
yours down in the comments. What do you think about Marvel Rivals?
get paid
Did you play
money
the
for
demo
time.
or the beta or whatever?
If time
Do you have
wasn't
a
money,
favorite
then people
character
wouldn't get
here?
paid hourly.
And how do you feel about the Battle Pass stuff? Again, here at Game Ranks, we're not really experts at like complaining about Battle Passes and stuff like that because it's not really our realm.
Imagine
But
if
still,
money-
let me know
if-
what you
if
think about
money
some of
was
the
just
drawbacks, some of the
performance-based,
positives, anything at
and it
all
wasn't
about
time
Marvel
based.
Rivals down in the comments. If you like this video and it helped you out, maybe seeing some gameplay, you know, steering your decision, anything like that, clicking
how
the like button
differently
helps
the
us
world
out.
we
We really
ran?
appreciate
Like,
it.
tutors
And if you're
didn't get
new,
paid
consider
hourly.
subscribing, maybe
tutor
hitting that
only got paid if
notification
you
button
completed
because we
5
put out videos
assignments.
every single day.
So if
But
5
as
assignments
always,
took
thanks for
12 hours.
watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
You got paid. Or if it's 5 assignments for 3 hours, you still got paid the same amount.
I got your back. Hulk happy to help.
Yeah, look at him. That boy whiffing him. He just like me for real. I ain't that bad though. Yeah, y'all let me know. Was bro just hating? Or is he old head? I feel like bro's what? This is Hawk or that's not Hawk? I feel like bro's an old head now. I feel like these niggas is old head. Just being an old head is fine, but you know, it's better to be like the target audience. Which yes and no, because you need more people. But if this not just really your game, I don't know, bro. Like you said, if you're not if you don't like hero shooters, no. But if you like Marvel games, you'll probably try it because the Marvel characters, and then you might fall in love with it because the Marvel characters feel strong. It's interesting. I like hero shooters. I don't like the way Overwatch was. I mainly stopped playing Overwatch for the simple fact that none of my shit followed over. So I was just like, I'm cool on that because I can't find I can't make the cross progression work. So I don't have any of my 500 hour plus account, my 1,000 hour plus account. So I'm done with the game. That's just stupid. It's one of the main reasons I stopped playing Brawlhalla. I can't connect my PlayStation Brawlhalla account to PC, and I have all the characters and literally like 600 hours in the game. So I have like all the skins, like 50,000 currency on there with the whole character thing. So all the characters are free on that account. So I'm not gonna play I'm starting a new account. Like that's just stupid. I like the game. I don't like it that much. Like that's why I was like, that'll make or break game, especially if you're not making no money on it. It's like I like the game. I don't like it that much. That stuff like Nuclear Throne, I spent another $15 on Nuclear Throne and play it again. You know, I bought that game like 3 times. I think I bought it on PC, Switch, and PlayStation 4. Maybe PlayStation 5 too. I think I bought that bitch 3 to 4 times. Like Risk of Rain too. I bought that like 2. I bought Risk of Rain like 6 times. You know what I'm saying? So if the game is that good, you will. But it just depends on how long it takes to get back to where you are. So these live service games, when cross possession comes out, that's probably be my main thing with Marvel Rivals, cross possession. Because having those PlayStation skins and having exclusive console skins and not having cross progression, it's just like it's stupid. Cause I can't get those skins unless I play on the PlayStation. Then if you play on a PlayStation, I can't connect that account to the same. Like you can't morph the accounts. If you could do that, bro, that'd be broken. But no, you can't. So like I'm kind of just shit out of luck, which just is shitty. So no, you feel me? No. But y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow the descriptions below for the TikTok. Obviously you're on YouTube, so the TikTok, the Twitch, and possibly IG or Instagram. I honestly don't be on those too much. I need to interact much, but it's so much. I'm only one person. I actually run it. Sadly, I can't say I don't run it, but I like, comment, subscribe. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. Take care. Stay hydrated.